Outer Worlds 2 is probably Obsidian's weakest game we've gotten in a while, but that doesn't mean it's a bad game. The story is easily the most underwhelming component here, and as someone that really values a good story and good characters in their games, especially when it comes to RPGs, I was really disappointed that the story was actually the worst part of Outer Worlds 2. It's not inherently bad, it's just overly familiar and does nothing to make the experience feel special whatsoever. The first half of the narrative is the same generic revenge story we've seen done 1,000 times already, and then the second half pivots to being the same generic save the world story we've seen done just as many times. The premise here is nowhere near as fun or interesting as what we got with the first Outer Worlds when being introduced to this galaxy. There's also not a single character in the Outer Worlds 2 that I ended up falling in love with. The characters in both Outer Worlds and Avowed are significantly more interesting than what we get here. With all of that being said about the main narrative, though, I will say the side missions in this game are better than what you get from the main quest, and I do think there is some fun to be had there. They help expand upon this world in a multitude of ways, and I do think there is a noticeable difference in the amount of creativity and variety the side content has to offer. When it comes to the combat, it is exactly what you expect from these Bethesda-type RPGs, even though I will say the Outer Worlds 2 is the best feeling one to date. While the combat isn't anything new or groundbreaking, I do feel like the RPG elements really get to shine here in the combat and moment-to-moment gameplay. There are so many different builds you can make that it helps tailor this gameplay experience to feeling like it's personally fitted to you and your journey that you're going to take on the Outer Worlds 2 with your playthrough. Overall, the Outer Worlds 2 is really lacking with its story and characters, but when it comes to the RPG gameplay mechanics and the side missions, it's a great time. I'm going to be giving the Outer Worlds 2 a 7.5 out of 10.